Hi, it's New Year's Eve again. Do you realise it's almost exactly a year since I did my first video? And that ties in with the fact that my theme for 2015, I like to have a little theme for each year, was being fearless. And so this video and all the other videos I've made have been about being fearless and putting myself out there, along with all the workshops I've run, the blog posts I've done, starting to coach people on their health goals. It's really been quite a remarkable year. So the theme for 2016 is being on purpose, and I'm just preparing to run a workshop around that this afternoon, but not everybody can come to the workshop, and so I wanted to share a few of my thoughts. Of course, everything I say is simply my opinion and you can take it or leave it, but occasionally someone says something that has a little inkling of truth that resonates with us, so I hope that you find something in this that does that for you. And my light just went out, but anyway, we seem to have light. So this year's theme, 2016, is going to be being on purpose. And I think when we think about purpose, we tend to think about what it is that we're meant to do in the world. We become obsessed and caught up in that. But really, our purpose is our reason for existence. That's the dictionary definition, that it's the reason that we exist. And I think to really get to the nuts and bolts of our purpose, we need to begin with who we really are. And so who we really are is something very different to what we normally think it is. It's not what we think we've done in the past or has been done to us in the past, and it's not our thoughts about what the future will look like. Who we really are is nothing to do with the stories that we tell ourselves. And in fact, those of you who've done my meditation courses will know that who we really are can only ever be truly found in the present moment. Right here. Right now. Because when we're able to let go of the stories of our past and our future, we connect with our true nature. And our true nature is accepting, non-judgmental, patient, compassionate, wise, discerning. When we let go of everything that we've accumulated, all the garbage, all the patterns of behaviour, all the belief systems, even our habits, we can discover that deep down within us, we truly are powerful, we are light, and we are love. Now, as I said earlier, this is my opinion, and my opinion, this is the thoughts that I have as a consequence of many of the experiences I've had over the last few years. But I'm not suggesting that you take what I say on face value. Ultimately, as the Buddha said, you must have your own experience. And the best way to have this experience of being able to connect with who we really are is through meditation, doing the workbook lessons in A Course in Miracles, or simply following the teachings of any spiritual path or path that trains the mind to be still and silent. Because when we're still and silent, we are present. We are here now. And that is when we can connect with who we really are. And if we take who we really are as being loving, compassionate, patient, non-judgmental, then our purpose in the world must be to take all of those qualities with us out into everything that we do. The starting premise must be that we are here to add value to the world, that whatever we do ought to benefit ourselves, but it also ought to benefit others. His Holiness the Dalai Lama always says that if you can help others, you should. And if you cannot do that, if you cannot help, then at least do not harm them. That means that our purpose ought never to be harm others, but to serve, to be of love and service. And perhaps the most confronting thing about this for people is that we have to begin with ourselves. If we take care of ourselves and love ourselves truly, unconditionally, then the more we're able to bring these qualities into everything else we do. Because we won't be looking outside of ourselves for the things that we think we need. We won't go stepping on other people's toes in order to get what we want. The Buddha said, "He who loves himself will never harm another." And as a health coach, I believe that the first place we need to start is taking care of our physical health. And I came across this quote by the Buddha the other day, that to keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. And of course, keeping our minds strong and clear means that we are able to hear the whisperings of our inner self, our higher self, our essential self, our Buddha nature, whatever it is. We can hear the calling from within when our mind is strong and clear, and when it has let go of the past and the future. We begin to hear the whisperings of our heart. So you can see that purpose is not so much about what we do, it's about our state of being. And it's about us being love, being patient, being kind, and bringing love to others and bringing healing to others. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how we do that, and whether we do it in our paid work or whether we do it in a volunteer capacity or whether we just are that way in the world with the people who come into contact with us. Of course, some of us know that we have talents and skills that can be used for the benefit of others, and by all means we should be using them. Absolutely. You know, some people might feel called to write a book through a desire to express inspiration or creativity. There might be a calling there, a calling to paint a picture, a calling to make a documentary. But for others, it might simply be about bringing these qualities into a job that they do on a daily basis, whether it's as an accountant, a factory worker, to bring a smile to our face and to have love and compassion for all those around us. So, how can you go about thinking about your purpose in 2015? How can you essentially be all of those qualities? What can you bring to the world? How can you connect to your essential self, your Buddha nature, your higher self? How can you essentially be with that part of you that is pure and unaffected by the noise of life and the stories that you've been telling yourself? Well, what we're doing in the workshop this afternoon is some contemplation meditation, but it might simply be as simple as this. Get yourself a notepad and pen and sit quietly in front of it for a few moments. Just watching your breath. And then write down this question. How do I want to be in 2016? What qualities do I want to manifest? And then write down this next question, leaving a space to answer the first. What do I want to achieve in 2016? And then take up your pen and write the answers to those questions, pausing in between both. And then when you've finished, imagine yourself at the end of 2016 having been those qualities that you aspire to and having achieved or done what you've wanted to do. And simply picture that in your mind. And when you finish, when you've pictured that in your mind, say the words silently to yourself. I am that. I am. I am that. I am. And really feel what it's like to have been that way in 2016 and to have done those things in 2016. And just sit there for 5 or 10 minutes, repeating those words to yourself. I am that. I am. So once again, thank you for all your support and encouragement this year. Essentially Being is going great guns, and it wouldn't be possible without you. That's a simple fact. I hope that you have a joyous New Year's, a safe New Year's, and that in 2016 not only can you be on purpose, but that you can be happy, you can be well, and that you can just be. Lots of love.